good, guys? Today we're going to be talking about planning your vacation, getting to and from the airport, planning your itinerary for when you're there, and connecting with the locals. Coming up next. The first step is planning your itinerary, writing a list of the things you want to see and do while you're out there. If you know the purpose of your trip, then this is going to make the list a whole lot easier. So create a list from most important to least important of the things you want to see and do. Just in case anything happens, you'll already knocked out the most important things. A tip for those traveling alone would be to take tours. Taking tours is going to help you connect with other people that are traveling. And on top of that, you guys already have the same interests. You're taking the same tour and you're in the same city. So if you want to make any friends or meet any people while you're there, you already have something in common. It's not like you're meeting somebody at a random bar and you don't know anything about them. You guys are on the same tour, same city, which means you have the same interests. So boom, pow, you're in there like swimwear. After you wrote the list of things that you want to see and do, now you're gonna have to look for accommodation. The accommodation should be around the bulk of attractions you want to see. This is gonna help with keeping travel time down and also travel costs, because getting to and from where you want to go see is gonna add up. Arriving at your destination. This portion only really applies to you if you're traveling by air. So what I do when I usually get to an airport, I go to the information booth. From there I ask what's the best way for me to get to my accommodation. I either go through cab or public transportation. I get prices of both. So for the cabs, I try to find out how much ballpark it'll be to get over there, and public transportation, it's usually just one set price. But with the cabs, you want to know what the ballpark is to get there, because they're going to give you one price and you're going to have to kind of bring it down to the price they tell you. So if the information booth gives you 10, cabbie tells you 15, try to get it down to 12. When I get to a destination, typically I like to take public transportation because I like to see the elements of the city, the day in the life that you don't get when you take a cab. So taking a train, taking a bus, you're gonna see people in their route, going through their daily life of whatever it is they're doing. You could catch somebody coming home from a friend's house, from school, whatever, but it's cool just to see how people interact with each other throughout the city. The next step is planning where you're gonna eat. That can actually be done while you're there. You can ask the locals, you can ask where you're staying, you can check Google. There are a billion ways to find out. You can actually just walk around, and if you see anything, just pop in. What do you have to lose? The best tip I can give you though is to eat away from the tourist centers, because that's actually where they're gonna jack up the price of food, and it's also not gonna be that good. Go where the locals go, especially like offbeat paths, and just see if you're in a different country and they speak a different language. That's going to be the best thing, the best determining factor whether it's good or not, because the menu is going to be written in their language and you're going to see just a bunch of locals, no one speaking English, just everybody who actually lives there. It's like coming to New York. New Yorkers don't go eat in Times Square. Another tip for eating is actually to eat heavy during lunch. If you're a big fitness person, if you eat heavy during lunch, you might catch a lunch special. On top of that, you'll be able to walk it off for the rest of the day. Now, connecting with the locals. This is gonna be the best part of the trip. Whether you're in a foreign country, just another city, ask staff at wherever you're staying where the locals hang out. The staff is gonna be a local person as well. Just ask them what neighborhood is their favorite and where the good bars are, where the good restaurants, and they'll be able to point you in the direction. Once you visit these bars or restaurants that the staff had told you to go, you can even ask the staff working at the restaurant what their favorite place is. So it's just basically just asking people who live and work there where their favorite places are, and they're gonna give you different gems of the city. Another tip would be not to use a selfie stick. The worst idea you can actually have, because the best thing to connect with people, one of the easiest tricks is just to ask somebody to take a picture of you. Especially if you're traveling single and you wanna connect with somebody else, if they're walking by, just ask them to take a picture of you. That can actually open up a conversation. And from there, you can even ask them where they like to hang out. And depending if you're attracted to them or not, you can ask them for a drink later. Most of the times, locals are gonna wanna connect with other people from other places because they wanna know about those places, and on top of that, they wanna show off their city. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends, subscribe below, and please check voyageur.com for weekly videos. Now, what methods do you guys use to plan your trips? I'd love if you leave a comment below. Let me know if I missed anything or what methods you guys have.